Nakonja Tonga Nguvu, I go by the name of Ochino, Don Kanyanuzaman, a boy and also a friend. And of course, today as you can see the settings are different. We're at a different location and we're here with the one and only Mr. Rashid. I know most of you are wondering, why is he wearing a football jersey? Maybe is he a player, is he a former player, or what is his intentions in the world of football? Well, we're here with him and atatuambia more as we get to know each other. Mr. Rashid.
Thank you.
Welcome.
Yeah.
Maybe a lot of people who don't know about you, they want to know who you are and your stake in the football industry.
Okay, my names are Mohammed Rashid. I am the CEO of Acakoro Football Academy. Yeah, and I have been a football player. Yeah, I played football locally. Yeah, in 2017, I was in Austria as a football coach. Yeah, after stepping down or hanging my boots. So my life, everything about me has been football since when I was 8 years old. Yeah, I left the country in 2007. Yeah, to play for Madare Youth Sports Association in Norway. So that was the first time I discovered that actually football can take you to so many places around the world. Yeah, after I came back, I found out that there was a Manchester United under-15 team that visited Kenya. Yeah, and I was actually selected to play against them in a Madare United t-shirt. Yeah, and it is in this particular match I was able to play against the likes of Danny Welbeck, who is now at Brighton, yeah, in the English Premier League. Yeah, so football has been part and parcel of my life, yeah, and it is my identity. Wherever I go, people will always associate me with football. But now here at Akakoro, I play a different role. I am a football manager. Yeah, so many kids in this academy. Yeah, 150 players in this academy look up to not only myself, but there are other 11 coaches in this academy. And here it's Acakoro Football Academy. Akakoro is an acronym for Academy of Korogocho. So Akakoro is a product of Korogocho slum. So it was incepted in 2013, yeah, by Austrian and Kenyan partners. Yeah, today we have a sister organization in Austria that supports, that helps the projects here to forge partnerships abroad and also financially support the education, mentorship, football and feeding program, yeah, of the academy here. Because this one in Kenya, Acakoro Football Academy, is mandated to implement the operations of the project here in Kenya, while the sister organization in Austria tries to bring in foreign aid and also make sure that we fully bring the kids to the next level in terms of football and education. So in this academy, football and education complements each other. Yeah, because we believe that one of our slogan is no school, no Akakoro. So if a child is not going to school, then they cannot join the football program.
Yeah. So maybe since starting in 2013 up to now, did you start off as CEO or maybe you rose up the ranks in the running of the academy?
Okay. Actually, when I joined Akakoro, it was 2 years after its inception. Yeah, I joined in 2015 in September. Yeah, and when I came in, I was fresh from high school. Yeah, and I was assigned to under 13 boys team as an assistant coach. Yeah, then from there, football is a platform that gives you so many opportunities. Yeah, you can be whatever you want to be as long as you put your mind to it. Yeah, then I grew from being an assistant coach to managing the under 14 boys team. Yeah, and from there, that is when I was gradually coming into managerial role. Yeah, after guiding our under 14 boys team to some local tournaments, trophies, yeah, here in the country. Then I was elevated to being an admin, yeah, in the office. That was in 2018. Yeah, so with the time, the Austrians were here, and it reaches a point where they were transitioning to their Austrian sister organization. So they were looking for someone who could take the operations ahead. Yeah, and they could look among ourselves and see that, yeah, this one shows the potential to run the academy. And it was not only me. So there were so many Kenyans, so many colleagues of mine who had even better management skills. But you know how fate works is always that gives you the opportunity to lead. And I became the CEO of Acakoro Football Academy in 2022, when actually an Austrian, yeah, came. Is called Lucas Mott, who came and professionalized everything in the academy. So
if you have a wedding, baby shower, birthday party, or even a corporate event and you need media services, well, look no further than Safari Lens Media Production. Safari Lens Media Production is a media company that offers editing, videography, photography, graphic design services, and also live streaming. So if you have any event, contact Safari Lens Media Production. And I promise you, what they deliver, they'll do you good. They are professional, they offer professional services, and I'm sure you'll also like it. Yeah, so now that you're running the academy professionally, I can say you're a company that manufactures football players. Since you joined, and also now, how has been the intake around Korogocho? Because if I'm just assuming if the academy is formed in around Korogocho, a majority of the players will be from Korogocho, or is it just your first country office that was in Korogocho? Now that, do you have a lot of people from Korogocho coming in, or have you expanded out of Korogocho currently?
okay, Acakoro Football Academy accepts everyone, regardless of where you come from or your geographical locations. Yeah, so it is one of the best run football academy in the country. Yeah, in 2013 when we started, we recruited 80 children. 80 children. That means we had 50 boys, 30 girls in the project, as in the football program. And there were around 6,000 children who came for the recruitment exercise. But because of even a football academy is actually is something not light, in terms of its implementation. You need equipment, you need coaches, you need human resources. You need a facility to make sure that these kids actually get the best from the academy. And all these factors also need financial muscle. And at that time we had the capacity to only select 80 players to join the academy. But since then, since 2013, in 2015 we gained a massive reputation in Kenya and abroad, because our team got invited to Austria, our under 11 team. And this tournament is called Donauwen Cup. It is played in Vienna. So there was teams like Barcelona, Atletico Madrid, Juventus, West Brom from England, Liverpool, and these kids from the urban informal settlements of Korogocho, Dandora, Babadogo, Madare, who were selected. They actually went to Austria Yeah, just to have a good experience, to have a change of environment, to see what the other side of the world look like. And eventually in that tournament they found themselves in the final against Barcelona. Yeah, and they defeated Barcelona 1-0. Yeah, and won the tournament. Yeah, Barcelona is one of the well-funded, most famous, and very, very. It is strategically placed in terms of every football aspect, and our players were able to get the win and won the trophy, and that is how Akakoro became famous. And we had to balance between football as a career and education as well. Yeah, because out of 150 children is a chance of 1% of these kids being professional players. Yeah. So we really need to instill the education aspect as well as discipline, so that the boys can do well or step up and take their lives to the next level. But when you look at the enrollment, I can tell you there's an office line here. Every day we get 5 to 10 calls that they want to join the academy. Yeah, but as I said earlier, you need so many things to be able to cater for everyone in Korogocho or in Ruaka or in Kikuyu, Kakamega, because even there are players who are calling from as far as Narok. They want to join. But here in Nairobi we don't have a boarding facilities. Yeah, now that Akakoro is making a transition to Homa Bay, that is where there is an on-site school, on-site football fields, dormitories, and dispensary. So all these is just a potential way of fighting poverty and helping the kids dribble their way out of poverty through sports and education.
Yeah, maybe there you said that the people who are calling as far as Narok, as far as Kakamega, so that they can join. I'm sure when you're handling these calls, how differently do you treat a person who has called himself personally, a player who has called in, and a parent who has seen what you do? Because personally for us, we saw the good job you're doing on TikTok, and maybe there's a parent who has seen his kid, who has seen their kid, they love football, they're playing with the ball almost all the time, and they might think naturally for a parent, let me take them to an academy. What are some of the things that you look at, first of all, when you get that call and when you get to see this child physically? What are some of the things that you choose, the criteria that you choose, so that you can decide this one will not join or this one can join us at a later stage? What are some of the things that you look at?
Yeah, that's a good question, because once we decide to recruit, we have several factors we have to consider. Yeah, we're looking at the interest. You cannot force some handful of kids to play football. They need to show the interest. If your child wants to join the best football academy, also they need that urge to come to the football academy. You don't just force them to come here. And I can tell you, we have a unique program where everyone, every parent, every kid is calling. But we normally give everyone who calls an equal chance. For instance, I can tell you, yesterday I got a call from a parent who lives in Boroboro. So he wants his 7-year-old kid to come to join Akakoro. We told him that we can only accept the boy and give him the trial for 2 weeks. If he's not good, then we know what that kid is going home to work on, so that next time when we have another recruitment, he will come back. But if he is good, within 2 to 3 days or 7 days or 1 week or 1.5 weeks, then we observe that kid into our program. But mostly there are other social economic factors as well that determine the players to join the academy. When you look at the Korogocho slum or Dandora, Madare, Babadogo, you look at a player who has a potential to do better in football and in education. We give them chance because they are coming from an underprivileged background. And for such a kid, we support them education, the academic aspect, football, because we buy boots, we buy football jerseys, we buy for them all the gears that is required to have a complete player. But also when they get sick, there's an hospital that we have partnered with. We have to pay at the end of the month, but the player has to get treated. So in terms of enrollment, we accept any kid from any parts of Kenya. Now that we are in Homa Bay, it will be easy to be able to recruit players even from Uganda and Tanzania, from across the region. Because we are capable. We have the capacity to host them for a particular period of time.
So now that you said that you're in Homa Bay, for me I'm seeing it as a big step for you guys, because it's something that you saw the project is viable, and I'm sure by the time, maybe what time did you reach as an academy to decide that now we're going to Homa Bay and set up boarding facilities? What is that one thing that made you guys to come to that conclusion that we need to relocate to Nairobi, to Homa Bay? And what are some of the advantages that are there now that you're in Homa Bay?
It's a clearly different perspective, Homa Bay and Nairobi. When you look at the conditions in Korogocho slum, you find there are so many problems. You will find parents asking their kids to take care of their siblings while they are expected to be in school or in a football field. You get the Dandora dam site, which breeds a lot of dangerous gases from the slum to the slum. When it reaches at night, you can see smoke coming from the dam site to affect the health of the young people in Korogocho. And for you to have a very competitive or a complete player, you need an environment that is friendly, that is conducive, that allows you to train whatever time you want in the day. Like here we are using a partner school to execute our training program. But some of the times you come here and you find there's an activity, maybe a crusade in that field. So these are not encouraging for a football academy like Akakoro. So having all these hurdles and difficulties in the slum, that made us think beyond the problems. And we were able to explore areas like Homa Bay, in Kiambu County, in Athi River. So we ended up in Homa Bay because also Homa Bay is an area where football has been there for a long time, and when you look at Gor Mahia, it came from the
Lake
Homa Bay, the Lake region. So I think the problems that are here in the slum cannot give you the results that you want when you want to prepare a team or prepare a football player and take him to the next level. In Homa Bay, you have a school of your own. You can decide to train in the morning, in the afternoon, in the evening. Kids can go to school at any time you want. Yeah, they can sit down and share a moment. Yeah, they are away from child labor. Yeah, like in the slums, a kid is forced to do so many things. Yeah, that are not child friendly. Yeah, so for us to have a conducive environment, yeah, for the growth of these players, I think Homa Bay is an ideal place, yeah, to groom players, yeah, for the next level.
So maybe when you are making the transition, now that you've made the transition, for me as a parent who has my kid in an academy, I think for him now to move hundreds of kilometers away from me in Nairobi and go to a boarding facility, I think that will be the hardest part of any parent who has their kid in your academy. Maybe how did you handle that, and how do you handle that on the inside, on the side of the parent, and also on the side of the kid?
So this is a very robust process. Yeah, first of all, you cannot take a kid who is 12 or 13 years to Homa Bay without the consent of the parents, and also through the Ministry of Education. So there's a concerted effort, yeah, that we had to take as an academy. So we invited all the parents here and also the ministry officials, yeah, to actually do this. We need all the stakeholders concerned, yeah, because we cannot just do things from our boardroom, and make decisions on the lives of kids that have their own families. Yeah, so we brought together the parents and we talked to them the days when they feel that they can come and visit their kids in Homa Bay. So it's a decision that was agreed upon by the parents and the academy, and also the ministry has prepared the consent from the parents, and also ourselves, we also had to prepare the consent and invited the parents, because taking a child out of the slum gives that child a new perspective in his life. Yeah, in terms of education, yeah, every parent wants to see their kids, yeah, excelling in education, and this is why Akakoro is unique. Yeah, you have the academy in the country that has its own school and will be able to give your child two pathways. Yeah, one is being a doctor, an engineer. Yeah, the other one you can have a chance to become a professional football player, and you can play in Europe, because we have a massive networks in Europe and even in America. So they can transition from Homa Bay to the US on athletic and academic scholarships. Yeah.
So up to this point now that we've reached since we started the interview, I'm sure to any parent who's watching at home, they're like, this is a credible program that I can want my child to join. Maybe you can take us through the moment that you take in a child from maybe the first step up to what level can you now say as an academy that our model for, up to now this child has developed in terms of the programs that you have, and also do you do inter-academy changing such that a person who has been in another academy, a child who has been in a different academy can join your academy, and maybe from what ages does that happen for a child to develop fully?
Okay, so we have the Acakoro program is an open book for every parent who wants to bring the child to the academy. So even now as we are sitting here, there's a team that is in China, and that team has 12 players from this academy and 4 players from different academies in Nairobi. Yeah, so you see, like, we embrace everyone. Yeah, the players that show potential, they have skills that matches our players, then that will be automatically join us and share the opportunities without taking them from their academies. Yeah, so we sit down with the parents we discuss on the way forward what the parents want, and most of the parents, they prefer education more than football. Yeah, and now that we have a school, it gives us a leverage, on so many issues. Even the parents, when they come and see that there's a school in a football academy, and there's a private tutoring class after training, there's shower, there's feeding program, there's mentorship for both boys and girls. There's a chance to go to Europe every year, or to go to any part of this world. These are the motivations that will encourage the parents to enroll their kids here. And if I can speak of an example, we had a lady from this academy who is now playing in Austrian Bundesliga for the girls. For the women, sorry. So she plays in the women Bundesliga in Austria, and she's a product of this academy. So most of the time we give this example. You see, she started here, she went to school here, she did her exams, she did well in her training, she was hardworking, and now look what talent, hard work can take you. It gives you a different dimensions. And the parents from this area, they want to have their kids to be successful. And I'm telling you, the reason why on Facebook, on Instagram, on TikTok, people are reaching out to us because of the services we offer. And if you come here, it's all result oriented, because we don't want to hold you in this academy, because there are so many kids who are calling outside and they want to take your sport, and you have to do your hard work and take your career to the next level.
Maybe you can just clarify on the bit of education that now you will be offering at Homa Bay, because I'm sure most parents who even are watching and they have their kids currently maybe in other academies, there's that model that only in the evenings after school is when their children go to the academy to train for a few hours, or maybe during the weekends for maybe half a day or the whole day. But on these other days they go to school in other schools. Maybe for a parent who's watching and they've liked already what you said, they like the model that you're saying you're going to have, maybe in Homa Bay that you're saying you'll be having boarding facilities, what model of education is there? Is it the normal one that is in other schools, or is it that the football education is what you're offering? Maybe for clarification for a parent who's watching.
For clarity, the education model that we offer is a CBC. Because we know that is the one that is being implemented by the Ministry of Education in the country. So we have to start with that. All our kids will be enrolled in a CBC education model. Here that is preferred by everyone here. At the moment where we are, we cannot offer an international curriculum. But because of the resources that we have now, we can only offer the CBC. I think in the near foreseeable future, we can be able to enroll our children in an international curriculum. That is where we are in the process of inviting international partners to join us and help us to implement the international curriculum. So and these are the steps that we will take. That will take time. It's not something that can happen over time or overnight. So we are in the process of inviting volunteers from international schools. Currently we are working with one called Crawford International School. It's a South African school that is here in Kiambu, Tatu City. And we are trying to learn from them how they are implementing their international curriculum. And once we are we are ready, we can be able to offer both curriculums for the kids here.
But I think that's a good thing, because any parent now from any part of the country will be assured that now when they send a kid to your institution, at least they'll be able to have the normal education that you have in the CBC. I think that's a good step on your side.
And one of the things that I wanted to add on is in Homa Bay we will have day scholars and
borders.
And the borders. So with time we have to make sure that we have these kids who are in Homa Bay as well. You know, it's in Homa Bay, so that means we will have some students or some children from Homa Bay County, and they will not be sleeping in the campus. They will be going back to their homestead and coming back in the morning. So a school and the football program is they are different entities. Because this one has its own life, and also when one excel in one, they won't be in the other. Like if you are good in education, we have to groom you to become the best version of yourself.
Maybe if I'm not getting you right, maybe it means that yes, the main project is based on the football academy, but you're saying that even if your child will not succeed in football, they're still allowed to come and pursue the side of the education? Or is it that anyone who comes, must they also be, any student who comes into a school in Homa Bay, must they be part of the academy process? Or can just a parent decide that the facilities that you have are nice, the way maybe your teachers will be teaching is nice, and because it's a new institution, some parents may also feel the need to bring their child just to study and not pursue football? Is it something that you accept, or all the students will be taking in should be also be part of the footballing system?
It's something that we discussed, because we know that Homa Bay, we relocated from Korogocho to Homa Bay because we wanted to have a high performance for football program. Because if you come to that football program, you need to be at your best. But also we are open to make sure that you get the education. But this will come at the cost of the parents, because we know that for this school to be sustainable, we also need to make sure that there are ways that this school can generate income. And paying a teacher, paying for exams, and paying for fees that emanates from the Ministry of Education. It needs money to move the school to the next level. So to give you a quality education, we need to invest in the school. So if you are not good in football, then there's education. And that education, it comes with cost, and the parents will have to cater.
So meaning the institution will be, it's officially, it's legally registered in the Ministry of Education like any other school. It's just that it specializes now in football. There's also the thing that a lot of people will be wondering. In Kenya right now, we're seeing some other academies coming up. For you, with the experience that you have, even now as the CEO of Akakoro, what are some of the things that you've noticed that are in this space of academies in Kenya? And do all academies in Kenya use the same model? And how advisable is it? Is it advisable that all academies should use the same system, or each academy should base their style of teaching football on their style, so that we have a diversity of players?
You know, for football, it's different from how you run a school. A football academy in Kenya currently, we have a lot of football academies in Kenya, but we don't have a structure where we can streamline and have a clear goal going forward. Because the academies in Europe and in America, they act like factories. Yeah, they produce sweets, they produce products that are ready for markets. Yeah, and that is how a football academy should function. Yeah. So here in the country we lack the structures. Yeah, but by now I was looking at a data a few months back, and I was in this group where they were saying, yeah, you say your academy and keep on counting, and they counted up to 500 football academies and clubs in Kenya. But how can we take advantage of all these academies and be able to have good transition to our youth national teams? As of now, I can tell you there are no efforts to make sure that this happens. There are no structures. The federation just came in and it is trying to settle in and see how things can run. We don't have a league for football academies. We don't have inter-academies league. We don't have we have tournaments from time to time. Others have turned to be commercial tournaments. No one is taking advantage of the massive talents that we have in the country. When you see Akakoro now in China with their under 13 team, it is thrashing the Spanish under 13 team 6-0. Someone will see on the social media and say, Akakoro is good, but there are no ways of taking this talent to the next level. Not even our corporate are not coming to support the football academies in the country. Other academies are really struggling. Like when you see Akakoro, we are in the slum. We are trying to get advantage of the talents that are in the slums. But we also need someone who can
financial support.
We need to make sure that these kids get all the requirements they need to make a successful career out of football. But if there are no efforts, then it's a country where a 40-year-old, a 50-year-old is still in the national team in Kenya and still playing, and there's no chance for youth to join that rank.
But personally, I'm seeing a direction whereby maybe 10 years from now we'll have each and every football player in the national team having gone through the academies from maybe the under 6. You start with under 6, under 6 all the way rising to the ranks. Maybe when this happens, will we find that the country is playing better football? Because now we'll find a place in the national team maybe because in one or another they played for this coach's team, or maybe one or the other they know this technical bench team. For us to eliminate that, do you think we should have a requirement whereby for anyone to be called to the national team they must have passed through the academy system? That is something that we have been talking about, because football is such a journey, and when you miss one basic step, then it will not work for you. You need to go through basics. From time to time you prepare yourself for the challenge ahead. But if I'm not training, I'm not getting the right training, I don't have access to quality coaches, I don't get quality balls, and I usually struggle to do my training schedules because there's no field. There was one time we had, not even one time, a few months back, we had to move our national team international matches, friendlies outside the country. We played in South Africa against Namibia. We played in Uganda. There was no facilities that can really host our matches, and I'm happy that even Chan is coming to Kenya, because we have one or two standard football stadium that has met FIFA standards. So
this is a step in the right direction for our nation. But for football players, for academy is where they begin. And this is where they start their journey. You cannot go out and pick any player from any community team and so the academies are there because they have access to football field, they have coaches, they have the right players, they have philosophy, a philosophy that they follow from step 1 to the last step, from A to Z. Like when you look at Akakoro, we are implementing a philosophy that we adopted from FC Barcelona. It's we start our training like in the modern football. We don't just come to training and then start making laps in the field. You need to have a structured training, a small-sided, when they call rondo. That is how the international academies do. And these are the things that we are borrowing from time to time, and you can see that it gives you the desired results. Like last year when our under 10 team traveled to Austria, they overcame the Red Bull Salzburg Academy. We won 7-3. It's because we are learning and putting it into practice. And through this you can see that players will move from the academies joining the under 15 national team. After that, under 17, under 19, under 23. This is where we need to capitalize on and take advantage of the talents that are available for us through the academies. So for me, I can clearly say that academies is a good structure where we have a competitive national team.
Maybe as we're almost starting up, maybe you can tell us what are some of the things that you look at. You'll find that you'll hear some talents, maybe let's say the likes of Lamine Yamal, the likes of Kylian Mbappe. They play in the senior team even when they are at a young age, when in the hierarchy of the academy, maybe they should be playing at under 16, under 17, but you find that they're in the senior team. Does this only happen to unique talents, or how do you decide that this player, yes, he's maybe in the under 10s, but he can play in the under 12 team? Is it how fast they have adapted into the philosophy of the under 12, or is it how they've adapted to the philosophy of the academy, or is it that's their talent on the pitch?
There are other players who are born with the talent, and there are others who adapt so quickly to the philosophy of the academy. One thing that you have to consider is that where Lamine Yamal grew up is different from where the kid from Akakoro is growing. Lamine Yamal grew up in a footballing nation that values football, values the importance of having young players who will be their heroes in the next World Cup, in the next UEFA Champions Leagues. But here we are trying to make sure that we follow those steps. So when you look at the training program we have here, we borrowed it from a European football programs. That we have to do a small-sided, and it's not once a day. So we do it over a week. Our training starts from Monday and ends on Saturday. With 1 day rest, which is Thursday. All these days the coaches they implement execute their training and solve problems on the field every day. To make sure that these kids do not miss the steps to become professional. One of the things that we are struggling with is nutrition. Yeah, you see our players, they are very thin. They train a lot, but they can't grow beyond their body size. Yeah, but in Europe, you find there's a nutritional program already in place at the academy. Yeah, there's swimming. There is there's so many things that that the players can do in the training. But here we are limited by so many factors. As I told you, we don't have ready fields. Yeah. We don't have, some of our players don't have the right football boots. Yeah, they don't have the rehabilitation programs where you need to talk to player one-on-one every day. And they think about home, their problems, maybe in their family. Yeah, the mother and the father, they keep fighting. So all these psychosocial issues comes to him or her, and it actually hinders them from pursuing what they want to do today in the training field or achieve. So these are the problems that actually hinders our players from becoming, and this is just basically lack of the right facilities, the right football education. Because even when you look at a good player, you look at the coaches as well, if they had the right coaching education. Yeah, when you see Yamin Lamal, you know that he came through one of the best coaches. Yeah, but in Kenya, do we have the right education for the coaches? We don't have. So we are actually struggling to make sure that we have one coaching philosophy here in Kenya. Yeah. So when you look at our national team, you don't know what philosophy they're using. Yeah. But I know that there are steps that are taking us somewhere. Yeah.
So finally, as an academy, obviously, I'm sure your success will be seeing your players that you mentored playing in one of the biggest leagues out there, maybe the UEFA Champions Leagues, the English Premier Leagues. At what point do you decide as an academy that even if there is interest for maybe one of your players in the academy to go to another team, to be bought, to transfer to another team, at what point do you now agree that even if they are interested in this one is ready, this one is not ready? Or when you get the interest, do you just sell these players or let these players explore?
Yeah, so that one requires a lot of time and preparation, and if the players are ready for the next step. And we also have some technologies here. We make sure that we film their training, their matches. Yeah, we have GPS trackers. We monitor their speed, their intensity. Yeah, their as in terms of the of everything that encompasses the aspect of coming up with a complete player. Yeah, we have speed checkers that knows that if this player is going to the right direction or not. Yeah, we also have to measure their weight, their height, if they are growing to the right direction. Yeah, so this is all this spectrum gives you the next step. So football is not like a market you can just run and buy a tomato. So there is a whole journey for you. And one time we had our under-17 team going to Europe, and they played against the Red Bull Salzburg under-17. But you know that at 60 minutes all our players were physically out of gas. Because you know that Europe is not a joke. It's a high level, and you really need to prepare well in advance for that environment. Yeah, you need to make sure that I can run 90 plus minutes, 120 minutes. I have stamina. I can be able to make decisions. Yeah, I can be able to determine what is around me, because football in the English Premier League or Bundesliga or Italian League or La Liga, you find there's no space for you. Yeah, if you get the ball, the playing area becomes smaller, and you need to think as fast as you can to make sure that you dribble out of that situation. So preparing a player and getting him to the next level, for example in Europe, it takes time. Yeah, it takes nutrition, it takes training every day. You have also to prepare mentally. Yeah, like when you take a player from Karagocho and bring him to Germany, and then he sees a subway, then he's like, what is this? I've never seen this in Kenya. So there's a culture that you have to prepare for.
Sasa shukran sana for the time that you've had, and personally from what I saw on TikTok and also meeting you in person, it gives me much confidence. Even if I have an aunt of mine or a sister of mine who has a kid that is interested in football, I can bring them to your side. Finally, to that camera, as we finish, give a clarion call to any parent out there who wants their kid to pursue football in any academy, and that academy can only be Akakoro, from what we've seen here and also from what we have seen on TikTok and also from the reviews that we're getting from people in that academy, in that camera.
Acakoro Football Academy is the only place you can bring your child. This is the place where we value everyone, every kid, and we take steps, professional steps, to prepare them for the next level in their career. You have had Akakoro defeating Spanish giants like Barcelona, Atletico Madrid, Austrian side, Red Bull Salzburg. We just defeated the other day, last week, Thailand 5-0, Spain 6-0. And we finished third in a very competitive Chinese tournament. So these are the ways that we can prepare your kid. So if you want to have a complete training program where your child has over 60% of making a successful career, then Akakoro is the place to bring your child, and we will be ready waiting for you. We train 6 times a week and have rest only on Thursdays. So these 6 days in the week, we deliver professional football training program. We have a coach who has graduated from FC Barcelona. He is guiding our coaches and guiding our players here. So if you want to make your child to become a professional football player, then this is the only place in Kenya. Thank you.
In a world that moves fast, your style should even speak more faster. Introducing the hoodie that gives you more than just warmth. It's attitude, comfort, and identity. From cool mornings to late night vibes, our hoodies move with you, stand out with you, and keep you real. Make your orders now. Call us on the numbers below your screen. And of course, we do delivery countrywide. Whether you're in Kisumu, Mombasa, Nairobi, or any part of the country, just make a call, make your orders. We will deliver them where you are.